Okay, now we're gonna add a fourth bad guy or a fourth space invader that's gonna be spawned once these are finished moving down, or while they're moving down. So what we're gonna do, and they're gonna go in 3 columns. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just copy. Let's just copy this bad guy. Hold down Alt and drag it, and let's just rename this bad guy 4. And let's just double click on this and change the color. And I can make that like so, that's fine. Or you can change it up as you see fit. But as long as it's a little bit different, or maybe something like that. And now what we're going to do is you can see that it copied the same conditions. Right here, the move timer, that's fine. Spawn bullet. We don't want it to spawn a bullet, we just want it to go down. So let's take off this spawn the bullet, because we just want them to move down. And let's say move down timer. Let's do, yes, we want this to move at the same speed. And let's go ahead and we want these every 5 seconds. Change. Let's do, oops, sorry. So now what we're going to do is let's just move this, change that as well. And we don't want this move down timer. We're actually just going to have it move steadily. So let's go to move. And we want it to move down because we're going to be spawning it from the top. So that's 270. And let's make that nice and slow. Okay. And so when it hits the ammo, it gets destroyed. And then also when this hits the, let's say when this collides with the bottom bar, let's make the game end. So it forces you to have to shoot them. So let's go to bottom bar. So when this collides with the bottom bar, okay, our bottom bar, we're going to change the scene to change scene. We're going to change scene to game over. Okay, so these guys can't hit the bottom. And let's see, that looks good. So game over. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to spawn them. So let's go back and let's go to the plus sign and rename this bad guy 4 spawner. And we are going to let's just change this color just so that it makes things a little bit easier on us. So now what we did is, here's a bad guy spawner, and we're going to drag them in. We can make them a little bit smaller, and what I want you to do is just put one here, copy that, put one here, and copy that, and put one here. Okay, and actually I'm going to push them off to the side like so to stretch them out a little bit, and like so. And so now what we want to do is we want to spawn them after the initial Space Invaders have already come down. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to bad guy spawner, and we're going to create a bunch of timers within timers. So let's do timer, and we're going to say after. So we don't want these to start spawning until, let's say, 12 seconds. And once again, we can always change these. So after 12 seconds, what we want to do is we are going to add another timer that says 4, and let's just say 10 seconds. So after 12 seconds, for 10 seconds, we want them to be spawned. Okay, so let's do, and rather just spawning, you know, all the time, we want to have them a little bit spaced out. So we're going to do another timer. Stay with me here. So after 12 seconds, it's going to spawn the bad guy 4 for 10 seconds. And during that 10 seconds, every 1.5 seconds, it'll actually spawn it. So every 1.5 seconds, let's go to spawn actor, and let's go to bg4. Okay, and now we can go ahead and see how that works. And instead of after 12 seconds, I don't want to be waiting around. Let's just do it every 2 seconds. So let's go ahead and see how that looks. So we're going to preview it. So after 2 seconds, then it's going to start spawning. All right, and so now you can see that they're coming and it works. So, but instead of spawning after 2 seconds, because that's pretty quickly, right? We want to wait a little bit until the initial Space Invaders are down a little. So let's go ahead and change that to every 12 seconds. And now you can kind of play it and see. And you can adjust the time because, you know, depending on where you're at and what you want to do, this might be a little bit too hard or too easy. So just kind of playing it and see. Okay, and there we go. And then it should initially stop after, yep. So it did that for 10 seconds, okay? So that's a pretty good time.